All right, hey everyone, good Friday evening. It's 21 News Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm. You have found the Valley's most in-depth weather forecast video. This is my opportunity to really go on a deep dive into the short range and oftentimes the longer range as well. Certainly you're going to get more detail on this video than you'll get on any sort of app, website, even social media. I post a lot of stuff on social media, but in video form, this is my chance to give you as much detail as I want. I'm unrestricted by time, which is a good thing in these videos. Wanted to start out this evening with a little bit of a trip down memory lane. Now, we've had some snow at times this April, but we've had nothing like we had on this date 15 years ago, April 24th, 2005, 4.9 inches worth of snow at the Youngstown Warren Airport. Thankfully, nothing like that this April, and nothing like that will come our way in the remaining days of April. But speaking of April, it's been a cool April, and we have not hit 70 yet this April. 68 is our warmest temperature at the airport so far this April. And in recorded history, we have good temperature records dating back to about 1930 with some spotty records all the way back into the late 1800s. But as far back as records go, we have not had an April until this year in which we have not hit 70 degrees. Warmest temperature in April of 1965 was 70. We've never had our warmest temperature in April be 69 degrees, and so far this April, 68. And I don't think we're going to hit 70 in the remaining days of April, so we should make history this April. Very, very cool temperatures, especially on the high temperature side of things. All right, the time lapse really tells the story well today. Clouds and damp weather, murky weather this morning. But then as we got into the afternoon, gradually the clouds did break. In fact, it turned just bright and sunny by the second half of the afternoon. Beautiful end of the afternoon and start of this Friday evening. Our wet weather maker from last night, and it wasn't much, a couple of hundredths of an inch in most of the area. That's heading off the eastern seaboard, getting off the playing field, if you will. Here's our next weather maker. It's bringing some rain to parts of the Plain States and a severe weather threat this evening from Oklahoma down into what we call the Arklatex, kind of the intersection of Texas, Arkansas, and Louisiana. Tornado watches are out for that vicinity. Boy, we are going straight into summer in a hurry in parts of the West, especially from central Texas, where it's 95 in Austin at this hour, all the way back through El Paso, into the Valley of the Sun, Phoenix, Arizona, 96 degrees at 4:45 p.m. Mountain Time this afternoon. All right, back here at home, tomorrow is going to be kind of the opposite of today. And tomorrow is your day if you have outdoor projects that you want to get done this weekend. Tomorrow is your day because we're going to be dry for most of the day. That's despite an increase in clouds. Now, towards sunset tomorrow evening, there might be a renegade shower or two, but the rain's much more likely after sunset tomorrow evening, heading into the overnight, and then once the rain's here, it's here to stay. It's a good thing this is not January. This would be a doozy of a snowstorm for us, a almost perfect track for a heavy snow event in parts of our region, especially the northern parts of our region. If this were a winter storm and it were the dead of winter, this kind of track might introduce some mixed precipitation in parts of our area. But this is a pretty favorable storm track for parts of northern Ohio and western PA to get a lot of snow. But it's April, so this is going to be rain, and it's just going to be a washout on Sunday. Rain may taper off late in the day, and then I do think sunshine will break out on Monday. National Weather Service has parts of east central and especially southern Ohio outlined in the low-end risk of flash flooding Saturday into Saturday night. Certainly the heavier amounts of rain will be in southern Ohio, down through the lower Ohio River Valley, and then there's really not much of an area outlined at all on Sunday. So while we're expecting a soaker on Sunday, it's just going to rain most of the day. This is not going to come down hard enough for there to be any sort of widespread flooding issues. Here's a look at our current model spread. Pretty good model agreement this evening with our weekend rain. An inch to an inch and a half of rain does seem pretty likely. But again, that's not all coming at one time. So flood risk is mitigated. Been talking about how the wind is going to be a factor Sunday. Now, it's not going to be the kind of wind that's going to cause problems or damage or anything like that. But this kind of a wind with temperatures holding in the 40s and rain, that just means it's going to be miserable outside for just about the entire day on Sunday. So again, tomorrow is your day. And well, I sound like a broken record here. Every time I've shown the longer range maps of late, I've shown blue across the Great Lakes, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast. Still a very favorable pattern for a lack of springtime warmth. Now, does this look like record-setting cold? No. Does this look like the kind of cold that is going to produce very rare late April and early May snow? No, absolutely not. In fact, there'll probably be a day at times in which we get into the mid-60s, kind of like we'll do tomorrow. But generally speaking, the warmest temperatures compared to average will definitely be out across the Four Corners region in the southwest into the southern plains as well. And for us, just kind of a ho-hum pattern temperature-wise, and we continue to kind of pay the price for a very balmy period from December through March. We ruled off 4 consecutive months that were very warm compared to the average, and that happened to fall during meteorological winter and the start of meteorological spring. All right, hope you have had a good Friday. Hope you'll have a good Friday night and a good weekend, everyone. It's the final weekend of April. Looks like May's going to start on kind of a cool note, but yeah, this pattern's going to change. It's not in perpetuity. We'll get into a hot pattern eventually. It looks like it's just going to take some time this year. Thanks as always for watching, everyone. I'll see you back here on Monday evening.